You two, slave men, feed me grapes, fan me, feed me grapes, do it.
Let's get one thing straight and we'll get along fine. My entrance.
Don't humor
Lights
her.
first, then music, then the door, then the carpet. If a mistake is made, someone's head will roll. Would you like to guess whose?
Oh, look at Travis busily highlighting over there. Could it be that Travis has a friend that was at the drunken Palin brawl? What a gift the comedy heavens have given us this Friday.
Oh, when this story...
Okay, this, by the way, was the story the most... Every person in the country sent me this story just to make sure we didn't miss it. Yes. Can you write it any better? Drunken Palin family brawl in Alaska at a snow machine event. Party, something.
So when I was headed to the gym yesterday, I was looking at my show prep.
Right.
That I send.
Chris sends out every day.
Wait, you go to the gym?
I go to the gym.
Okay.
Chris would argue with you on that one, but I do go.
Okay.
Pilates.
All right, go ahead.
But my friend that I work out with every day at the gym is from Wasilla, Alaska.
No.
Yes. So he's got all the details. Like,
You were highlighting
And I know
details?
this friend as well.
Yes.
and so the first thing I did when I got to was like, oh, what's the Iron Dog? Because that was what the party was associated with, but according to sources, it was not an Iron Dog party, and the guy who runs the Iron Dog is saying, no, this was not.
And the Iron Dog is basically the Iditarod for snow machines.
Snow machines.
Right. Basically do the exact same route as the Iditarod, but with snowmobiles.
Right. Now, wasn't the rumor during the campaign that Sarah Palin had an affair with Brad, who is Tad's partner in the snow machine business?
Who?
This gets betterer and betterer. Okay.
Fishes with my friend's dad.
No. All right, we're going to see if we can get Travis's friend on the phone later. In case you haven't heard who hasn't heard the story, Sarah Palin and family allegedly involved in giant drunken brawl at snowmobile party. What is not fun about every word in that sentence?
I don't think it's allegedly anymore. I think Anchorage PD confirmed it.
Yeah, well, this is what Mediaite.
Yeah.
A bunch of different outlets had it, but Mediaite. This weekend, Sarah Palin and many members of her family were reportedly involved in a big old 20-person.
Yeah.
That's a drunken brawl at a Wasilla snowmobile. Is my father's picture spinning on the wall? This is the former vice presidential candidate of the Republican.
You to get into a drunken brawl.
If any family, it would be the Miller family.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Okay. Anchorage police, you are correct, Chris, confirmed that the incident had indeed occurred. The Palins were definitely there, and it was really nasty. Alcohol believed to have been a factor in the incident.
Wow.
What?
Who knew Sarah Palin liked to drink?
Shocking off.
Wow. Do you think she makes even less sense, but just with no sense of spatial relations, just like right up in your face?
You've seen the videos of her drunk.
He who let Panorama Harris, baby, whatever. Yeah, the Denver speech.
Yes.
Totally sauced. I knew it. Okay, here's the little fun facts I gathered, and then you can fill in the...
I got more.
He has some really juicy details that no one else has.
Oh, awesome details. Okay. Really awesome
Here
details.
are the ones I have thus far.
Okay.
Track. Hello, Track.
That was the one that went to Iraq.
Track, right.
Yes.
Right. This ended up with Track shirtless, we're told.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of a looker, too.
These are the fun facts. Thank you. Track had some altercation with a person who may or may not have once dated one of the Palin girls.
See, I've got scoop on that.
Oh, all right.
So, allegedly,
yes,
he's a bit of a drinker.
Track.
Yes.
Track is.
And that's why he was sent to live with the aunt.
Oh.
So this is totally in his wheelhouse. This
is his aunt
does
an
Sarah
AA
Palin,
program or something?
He's known for this sort
Does
of
Sarah
thing.
Palin channel have anything on this yet today?
She was on with Sean Hannity last night. Sean didn't ask her about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh, that's weird.
Hard-hitting, fair and balanced.
Huh. Huh. Okay, go ahead.
No, I just want to add that.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Just
okay.
back at the tracks part of the story.
That led to some pushing and shoving, which escalated somehow to the family being asked to leave the premises.
Oh.
However, before that could happen, a certain former abstinence spokesperson unleashed a flurry of blows.
Oh, my God.
At some as of yet unidentified officials before being pulled off by another partygoer.
Oh, my God.
After which Tad apparently puffed out his chest and made some threatening remarks. The C word may have been uttered at one point.
Oh, yes.
Other accounts have Bristol punching a bunch of dudes and Todd nursing a bloody nose. Sarah Palin reportedly at one point screamed, "Don't you know who I am?"
Yes! Oh, God,
yes! For the win! bingo.
Don't you know?
At some point, someone
am?
yells the douchey, don't you know who I am?
Mark the free space, you won bingo.
You're the biggest embarrassment of a vice presidential candidate in American history. What do I win? And it was particularly wonderful when someone in the crowd screamed back, "This isn't some damn hillbilly reality show."
I expected one of them to be carrying a jug with 3 X's on the side.
Oh, man.
It's the most hillbilly way.
All right, you know what? If you could just gather up my teeth.
I reckon.
Gather up my teeth and we're getting on the snow machine, getting out of here.
I reckon. You need to get my teeth and we're fixing to go.
Oh, God. The channel ain't doing as well as we thought. We can pick up them teeth. We can't. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Okay, so I have some little fun fact details, and I'm sure you have some.
Okay. I got some for you.
Yeah, this is another. I'm just reading other accounts.
All right.
There's a lot of them.
Yes.
Yeah, Track stumbled out of a stretch Hummer. Also douchey.
Yeah, the whole family showed up to the party.
In a stretch Hummer?
Really?
Oh, douchey McDoucherson. God. Immediately spots an ex-boyfriend of Willow's. That's what...
Yep.
Yeah. Track isn't happy with this guy. Story goes, there's words, blah. Owner of the house gets involved. At this point, he's up against...
And apparently this is the ritzy section of Anchorage.
This is South Anchorage.
Yeah.
Not when the Palins get there. There goes the neighborhood.
Exactly.
They had to show up in a classy Hummer stretch limo.
Yeah.
You can pay someone
Proving
to,
that,
like, dress your niece
I
for
have
you.
prom money to rent.
Well, Bristol
Oh, I
couldn't
see,
go. She was pregnant.
because she has to make point about probably, climate change being a hoax, and they should drill in the Arctic Wildlife Refuge, and everybody should drive Hummer stretches.
Yes.
Does she bring her big gulp prop with her as well? Okay, so where was I? At this point, he's up against the whole Palin tribe. Palin women screaming, Palin men thumping their chests. Word is that Bristol has a particularly strong right hook, which she employed repeatedly. Okay. As people were leaving in a cab, Track was seen in the street shirtless, flipping people off. With Sarah right behind him. And Todd
randomly flipping people off.
And Todd somewhere in the foreground.
Firing the bird.
And Todd somewhere in the foreground tending to his bloody nose.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Okay, Travis, your friend had some
So we got some details. So apparently there was like 20 people in this brawl. It wasn't just a little brawl, and it spilled out into the cul-de-sac.
So it was like a hockey brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It spilled out into the cul-de-sac.
Right.
It was described as a dog pile.
What? Why did God invent a cell phone video camera?
There has got to be video. I'm sure there are negotiations going on between whoever has video and whatever
this is why God
wants to show
invented the iPhone.
So Bristol,
camera.
Being the family woman she had her son trip there.
Right.
Really?
Right,
Little baby.
Oh, bring the baby. Good.
Bring the 5-year-old to the drunken brawl.
To learn bar fighting techniques.
That's how you do.
Right.
Sarah Palin was apparently wearing platform high tops with the American flag on them.
Oh, my God.
Where is Joan Rivers when we need her now?
Oh, my God.
Really, Joan? You have to go.
Platform high tops with the American flag? Where does one get crap like that?
The mind boggles. Really does. Maybe you can get them on Sarah Palin's channel. Let's look.
But here's the conspiracy part.
Anything else? Do you have any?
So Sarah Palin posted on her Facebook
Yes.
that she was traveling
that day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Huh.
And someone commented on her Facebook post, interesting, pretty sure you were not traveling, your family was involved in the South Side causing chaos. On the South Side causing chaos. Saw it happen, don't fib. The comment was deleted from her Facebook page.
Because she can delete comments.
Oh, you betcha I was not there. I was traveling to some fancy
She was traveling from Wasilla to South Anchorage.
And that was on I saw her tweet. I went and looked at her Twitter account. Yeah. She tweeted that she was going to, I think it was Houston on Saturday.
T and then a major he.
Oh, boy.
And then another T and another
we should probably check to see if she had an appearance in Houston, like if there were any speeches or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she said on Facebook.
She probably clumsily wrote it in crayon on her paper calendar afterwards. I was in Houston that day.
Oh, we can find out if she really was in Houston or if this was a fib.
Well, all I know is Kenny Pick has a salute for her.
a huge fight?
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum. I'm all out of gum.
Don't retreat! Reload!
Okay, now watch this. I'm just going to break the wrist and walk away. Break the wrist and walk away.
Hoo-ah! I couldn't have said it better myself.
What kind of people are we anyhow? I say we stay and fight it out.
I will smack your face off of your face. Okay. Survival of the fittest.
Now let's go and win the war on liberty.
The tip of the spear in a larger battle.
Thank you, sir. Let's have another.
I'll try to find you some and I'll bring him to you.
Kenny Pickling, Cleveland.
Oh, my God.
I lost my keys. I'll try to find you some and I'll bring them back to you.
To ya.
There's your teeth. Oh, God. All right, let's all stop and wipe our eyes. Just recover for a moment. I understand you, by the way, in honor of Sarah Palin's drunken brawl, the Stephanie Miller Show has a major present for our listeners. You've been teasing Teaserson about it.
Teased it on my Twitter feed
like
at Radio Guy Chris.
Like Beyonce, like I was going to be able to just like drop a big surprise.
Exactly.
You're not going to blow the surprise after the break. All right.
But yes, we will have a present for all of our listeners later on today, maybe this evening.
All right. I won't be able to help myself. I'll tell you what it is. Oh, by the way, Von Seal says it was the Thrilla and Wasilla.
Yes.
For the win.
All right. Right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
All right, go. Don't throw your hands in the air. You got...
Hits names?
Yeah.
It is the... Mama's...
Your MSNBC out.
It's a long change. 23 minutes after the hour, 1-800-STEP-1-2. It is a Fugal Sangin' Friday next hour, and then it's Horror Fridays as well. May Lee, journalist horror, will be here live in studio with us in hour number 3. All right, 1-800-STEP-1-2, the phone number. Brian in Michigan. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody found out where Sarah Palin got the awful shoes she was wearing during the drunken family brawl.
Apparently you can get them at Charlotte Russe in the mall.
Oh, in the mall.
In the mall.
Well, those are... Oh, my God. Awful. Okay. Brian in Michigan, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Bri.
American shoes. Boy, that's tied through the cake.
Right.
Anyway,
those are fighting shoes.
Yeah.
I guess so. Maybe she was filming a new reality show for TV channel, Drunk Dynasty.
Hi.
Drunk Dynasty.
You see what you did there?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Brian. That was it. He blew his whole load.
Yeah.
All right. So in honor, I can't help myself. I know I'm not supposed to. What did you tweet yesterday?
No, I tweeted it this morning.
Oh, okay.
I said, where did I see that?
Okay. All right. I'll just wait here.
You caught me off guard here. Good Lord.
Whatever.
Okay, we love all our listeners so much that we're going to be dropping a present for you later on today/tonight. More info forthcoming.
Did you actually think I'd be able to keep this?
You can't.
I'm not Beyonce. I don't have a fan in here.
No.
I can't just drop something by surprise. But now, in perfect timing, in honor of the drunken family... Where's my butter commercial music? The drunken family brawl. Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing. It's Stephanie Miller's Happy Hour podcast.
Don't raise your arms.
Sorry. I'm sweaty this morning. Because lots of people are like, what's it like drinking with Mama and the Mooks?
Yep.
You can find out. And the first one will be free.
Yes.
So you can check it out tonight. It'll be in the very first podcast, as it should be, will be you and me and Jim Ward and Carlos Alazraqui.
That's right.
Drinking. We will be drinking.
We will be drinking.
Later today. And it'll be freeform, no FCC.
Right.
A lot of swearing.
Yep.
A lot of people are like, what's it like during the commercial breaks in there?
Yep.
And we've said kind of partially Loading Dock, partially Friars Club.
Yes.
Right. What's it like going out drinking with you guys and your celebrity friends? We will have, various celebrity friends from time to time. It'll always be you, me, and Jim.
Yep.
A lot of us missing Jim Ward terribly.
Exactly. And this is something that you're not going to find anywhere else. It's not going to be on the radio. It's not going to be on Sirius XM. Not going to be on any other podcast. This is the only place where you're going to be able to find it.
And by the way, I didn't even know about drunk history.
the show Drunk History?
I thought of this before I even heard about that, but it's a similar thing where, right, comedians get drunk, but they talk specifically about history. This will be everything, and it'll be not just politics, it'll be life stuff.
Yeah.
Like we talk about when we're here drinking.
Exactly.
I have a feeling that probably a lot of things that shouldn't be said will be said, and then it will be too late.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because we're gonna we're basically gonna record this, and then
it'll be
put
like
it
V. Stiviano has recorded us while we're drinking and saying inappropriate things.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're gonna record this later on this afternoon, and then we're gonna post it up right afterwards if we can figure out how to work the equipment while we're drunk.
Good luck to Chris on that.
Thanks.
Yes, we will post it right after we're done, so it's live to tape, as they say in the business.
And today we're going to post it on SoundCloud, because our SoundCloud account, and then we'll tweet out the links, and we'll put the link up on Facebook and all that.
And the bonus is, this could help save the show and bring Jim Ward back full time if enough people buy it, and it's another. And plus, we were saying, since we did Sexy Liberal and had such huge responses, and it's that's what Sexy Liberal was. It was a raunchy kind of version of the no holds barred version of the radio show. But a lot of people, I always felt bad. Some people couldn't afford it. They couldn't get to whatever city it was in. They couldn't afford the tickets. So this is easily accessible to everybody. And in honor of our 10th anniversary, this is the new incarnation.
That's right.
Okay. Love letter from Sue, by the way, in Rockville. 10 reasons we celebrate your 10th anniversary. This week.
That's right.
10 years on the air, Stephanie Miller Show. Let's see, number 10. Seeing Max and Fred turn everyone white with love and fur. There's a lint roller everywhere, right? Nathan has one. There's one behind my monitor.
Yep.
There's one over in your drawer. Chris's music bumpers for chair dancing, my main form of exercise.
Oh, good. Hooray.
You're helping America move. Let's move, America. Fart jokes. You're only young once, but you can be immature forever. True dat. Rocky Mountain Mike and all his co-stars who make the most awesome music parodies. Yay. Charlie, Bob, Michael, Carl, Dean, Eric, etc. All your minions who bring the smart. Jackie, May, Lee, Tina, Aisha, all the wonderful women who've done the same. Travis, who has to listen and suffered the trolls, and me almost daily. Maximum Mookage with Carlos Vagina Island, Els Rocky. Ecclesiastical Mook John Fugelsang. Jim Thousand Voices Ward, who makes coffee snort out our noises. Noses. Chris Lavoie, who tries to keep you on time and free of FCC fines and wears the best T-shirts.
Aww.
And the number one reason we celebrate 10 years of the Stephanie Miller Show, Stephanie Louise, you is kind, you is smart, you is important.
Aww.
Thank you. That's from the help,
Yeah.
Okay. Now go open a fresh box of wine and make a toast to the next 10 years, no matter how tough these days, weeks, months, and years ahead may seem at times. For us, your loyal fans, we celebrate and thank you for being there and sharing with us. Sue in Rockville, who is also a Stephanie Miller Show star.
Yeah.
She's a spinoff. She's a spinoff, isn't she?
Sure.
She's the Mork and Mindy of what?
She's the Laverne and Shirley.
Right. Those aren't good. We'll think of it.
They were both spinoffs of Happy Days.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, speaking of Stephanie Miller Show family, Allison from the band Betty joins us after the break here for a few minutes. She's doing something kind and smart and important this weekend.
That's right.
With the band Betty. All right, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show. Wow. That sounds like my favorite singer/activist, Betty. But the official pop band of the Stephanie Miller Show, Betty.
That's right.
What is Allison Palmer doing on the phone? Good morning, Allison Palmer.
Good morning, Stephanie. How are ya?
Amazonian princess, you. Hello, good morning.
Hi. I'm so thrilled to be talking to you this morning.
You too. People have to Google her and see how gorgeous she is.
Oh, stop you.
All right. But you're doing more than just using your beauty. Tell me what you're doing this weekend, tomorrow, in fact, in D.C.
I am so excited because, it's the 227th anniversary of the Constitution this Wednesday. And so an organization of women's rights supporters are getting together on Washington, D.C. soil, right by the U.S. Capitol, to talk about why the Equal Rights Amendment for over 100 years has not been made part of the Constitution.
Yeah. I started in New York. We went to all those feminist things together, remember?
Yep.
We were at events with Bella Abzug, and I remember Geraldine Ferraro, and you guys have been doing it. Did your activism start at the same time as your music stuff? Because you do both.
I think our activism actually started long before our music did. We actually met, the band Betty met in Washington, D.C. So one of the first things we did was go to rallies, even before we thought about picking up instruments and playing together. It just seems to us, at the very core level, if there isn't equality, then what is the point of everything that we say about America? Everything we say about peace and freedom and equality means nothing if women aren't as represented as men are, if all the races aren't represented, if differently abled people are represented.
You, of course, are the mother of a startlingly gorgeous daughter.
Thank you. And son.
Yeah, well, son, but I was saying just in terms of, your belief in, women's rights and your work for it all over the world, I think that has special resonance, right, for her generation.
It's true. I think that every mother and every parent probably feels that. You want the world to be better for your children, and especially for girls. One of the things that Betty's been doing around the world internationally, and will be doing even more so with an organization that we're starting called the Betty Effect, is going around internationally and dealing with the civil, the political, the economic, the social, the rights of girls and women all around the world, which are so frequently not only denied but punished every time a woman or a girl speaks up for herself.
Allie, there's so much, right now, all these issues in the news that intersect with this, the Ray Rice matter, and obviously all the women senators just signed a letter to Roger Goodell, because they were saying, somebody said they don't have a Ray Rice problem, they have a violence against women problem.
Absolutely. It's so true. And misogyny is so inculcated in our culture that it's hard for us even to step outside of it and look at it as a problem that is so interconnected. But it truly is. And
it is all connected in that, all of these Republicans voted against the Violence Against Women Act. There are a lot of things that would help, they sequester, cut funding for the domestic violence hotline.
Yes.
And the director of that was saying that the good news is calls have increased, I don't know how many, by 85% since the Ray Rice video aired.
They are overwhelmed. Yeah.
Right, and exactly, and there's so many calls that go unanswered because they don't have the staff because the funding was cut. So there are things that government can do to help.
And not the funny thing, actually, the most tragic part of this is how many women are on that side. How many women are anti the protections that would help us all. I never understand that.
Well, last cycle we had this, we called them rapey Republicans, but men who were feeling very chatty about rape and had all sorts of thoughts on what's a legitimate rape or not.
Mm-hmm.
But, we've heard the conventional wisdom in these midterms, for instance, that, Republicans are going to win. Someone just sent me this, women could save the day in the midterms. In a latest poll I'm looking at, New York, NBC, Wall Street Journal, women prefer a Democratic-controlled Congress by 7 points, 47 to 40. Mm-hmm. If you note, in September 2010, when Democrats won big, women they just had a 3-point edge. So it is really significant.
Mm-hmm. It is extremely significant. This is an extremely important voting cycle that's coming up. And if we actually got people out and voting, which unfortunately dropped so much in the midterm elections, if we got people out and voting, we could actually stop this gridlock that everybody's complaining about. We could actually do something with our government if we got out there and voted this year.
It's interesting. You talk about one issue after another in the news. Wendy Davis, as you know, who's running for governor of Texas, came out and told her very painful, very personal stories of, ectopic pregnancy that she had to terminate and another one with her husband. And on cue, of course, Republicans are mocking her, implying she's lying. Mm-hmm. I have a letter from a good friend of the Stephanie Miller Show who knows her, who's a good friend from Austin, and she's like, I was there when she had to make those horrible decisions. So I just think that women are pissed. Yeah. It's not just getting the ERA done; it's all of it, right?
Absolutely, I completely agree about that, and I think that the core problems that are happening in this country could be so easily solved if people actually stood up and took action. And I think people are starting to speak up, which is fantastic. Now it's time for us to actually get out there. We need to vote. We can't just sit around and complain about the fact that Congress is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. We must take responsibility for our country, and we must do it now.
Thank you for your years of activism, your years of beautiful harmonies, your being an Amazonian goddess.
You darling. We have no choice. Betty, has been around for almost 30 years now, and we have no choice. As I said, we are a band. People can always find our music on hellobetty.com and find out what we're doing. But more importantly than that, we feel like we are part of this world, and unless we're all holding hands and working together, and I know this is the anathema to you, but if we're all not holding hands hands and singing Kumbaya and looking to the sunshine together will never move this country forward.
I can't sing Kumbaya in perfect harmony like Betty can, but I can hold hands with you. As I did the first time I met Betty at my radio station in New York on Hot 97, I believe I was holding a vibrator.
That's right. We gave you that as a present, didn't we?
Right.
Wow.
I believe so.
I learned so much.
Yes. That was back in the 80s.
Are you going to come fly out to Washington, D.C. tomorrow to be part of this We Are Women rally at 11 o'clock?
Hey, sister, a little bit of notice, if you don't mind. I can't go this weekend, but next time for sure.
I love that.
All right.
If you can't come, I hope that some of your listeners will come to the We Are Women rally at 11 o'clock on the west lawn of the U.S. Capitol. It's basically a Constitutional Day rally. It's time to put certain protections in the Constitution.
Please.
We've already had some people tweeting us saying that they're going to be going, so that's a good thing.
Yay. Please kiss the other Bettys for me, Elizabeth and Amy.
That would be the other one.
Amy, right.
Yes.
I know. I'm old, but I know.
And, darling, you know, we're going to be starting this organization called the BettyEffect.org. We would love nothing more than to have a big party with Stephanie Miller and do something about that. What about it?
I've never said no to a party. Let's do it.
I love that about you.
All right, love you, honey. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, talk to you soon.
Bye.
There she goes.
I love her. And their album Limbo Land is amazing.
Check out how gorgeous she is.
Yeah.
6 feet tall, stunning, unbelievable.
Well, I'm sure she'd like to be known for her music as well.
Well, I'm just saying, because if people go to Hello Betty, then not only see how great the band is,
right.
how gorgeous.
Yes.
Just saying.
I highly recommend their music.
Her kids are they're startlingly beautiful. Really, it's eerie.
Hey,
there might even be pictures of them up there. They're just all right. Stephanie in Madison, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, honey.
Hey guys, happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm so happy. This is so great with this whole thing with Sarah. It's just Granby McCain finally made up for sitting on the pie. This is the biggest thing he did. Charlie Rose just reported the drunken brawl on the CBS.
On CBS.
That's just awesome.
And if he had money to pay for a voice TV.
And let me just say, wait, isn't Sarah Palin and John McCain and the like that are saying that the president is, not bringing dignity to the office and stuff?
Yeah.
Stuff like that?
Oh, my God.
Because of the tan suit and whatever? Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, she said on her Facebook page that she was in Houston on Saturday. No, she was in Houston on Friday.
I Googled it, too.
Yep.
It was very easy. Google was very fast and quick.
Yeah.
And, man, this has made my day. I feel happy once again.
Right?
Another reason
right after a summer of craptastic news, suddenly, like Beyonce, God has dropped this comedy gift as a surprise on a Friday.
Thank you for Jesus.
All right, just like the Stephanie Miller Happy Hour podcast that will be dropped like a beautiful gift from the comedy heavens, starring Jim Ward, Carlos Alzraki, me and Chris. FCC free.
Yep.
Filthy. It'll be filthy.
The first one will be available for free. We're like a pusher.
Yes. Yes. Please take some of the comedy heroin. Oh, would you like to buy more?
Yes, the first one will be available for free. We're going to post that this evening on our SoundCloud account, which I believe is soundcloud.com/Stephanie Miller Show.
If you're not too drunk to know how to do it.
But we will tweet out links and we'll put the link up on Facebook this evening. And, after that, it's going to be available for purchase, much like you purchase the regular Stephanie Miller podcast.
Right. Exactly. All right.
Yes.
Anne in Columbus, you're on the Stephanie Miller Show. Hi, Anne.
Hi, Steph. I just wanted to call in and wish you happy anniversary.
Thank you.
And I am the one that used to call in way back in the day to announce events for the Kerry campaign.
I remember. Anne in Columbus.
That's right.
Yeah. And I am still here. I'm still listening.
Aw.
And I just wanted to thank you. You guys have helped me raise my preschooler into a sullen, resentful teenager.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. So that's when we realize how old we are.
That's right.
We met Audrey, the Charlie Rangel impersonator, at a Sexy Liberal. She's like, I believe she's like 47 now.
Charlie Rangel.
Yeah. All right.
I know, and my daughter used to just giggle like crazy whenever Jim would do his Ozzy Osbourne. And just laugh in the back seat in her little car seat, just cracking herself up, saying, "What's he saying, Mommy?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Boy. The kids love the Jim Ward. All right, we'll see if we can get him to do Ozzy on the cocktail podcast tonight. All right. Thanks,
Happy
Ann.
anniversary. We love you. We're still here, still listening.
Thank you. Like the Who's in Whoville, we are still here. All right.
Bye.
Love you, Ann. All right, 45 minutes after the hour, right back on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Callable.
What you can tell it's Dirty Horror Friday, not only because May Lee will be here in hour 3, but because our listeners are making dirty suggestions for Stephanie Miller's Happy Hour podcast, which we will be recording later today and posting tonight for free as a gift to you, listeners.
This first one is free.
Yeah, first one. Yes. Exactly. I like good pushers, as you said.
We're pushers.
We'll star Jim Ward and Carlos Alzraki. Oh, someone requested that Jim Ward do Tom Brokaw having oral sex with Barbara Walters, which that is awful. And I'm writing that down on the list of
Highly Scatological requested that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm writing that down. We'll do that. Oscar Pistorius found guilty of culpable homicide. So we will have Jim and Carlos weeping later.
Yes.
I think he did not weep, which is shocking. Milady. I saw a picture of Milady finally. That's the Milady.
She's kind of hot.
Milady. So I guess it's like, I don't understand their system at all, but it's like manslaughter as opposed to premeditated murder.
Right, exactly. He was basically convicted of manslaughter.
He did it. Guilty, guilty, guilty. Would have taken this lady about 4 seconds. I'd have been like, guilty, 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 guilty.
Guilty.
Real men don't cry unless something heavy falls on them. Stop it. Someone sent me a picture. It's so disgusting. Of Oscar Pistorius, and there's a giant wad of snot, like it's this, I swear to God, this long. He's like, and it's coming out of his nose.
I think that was photoshopped.
No.
It had to have been.
No, I saw it in court when he was really going nuts, crying. He had like all this, you couldn't tell what was tears and what was snot, and it was,
God.
Yeah.
Well, then you know he's telling the truth if he's snotting in court.
Yeah. I would convicted him just for that. That is disgusting. No one needs to see that.
Yeah, you're convicted of grody-ness.
Ugh. Okay. So great to talk to our good friend Allison of the band Betty, doing great work in D.C. this weekend, right, for the to get the ERA. I can't believe we never passed that. So, but we were talking about all the women's issues in the news, and I was saying this is, the headline I was reading is women could really be the sleeping giant in the midterms, and I would love that, to see all the pundits' heads explode and the storyline be completely different than they're predicting, that, Republicans are going to do this, and the Republicans are going to take the Senate, and blah, blah, blah. This is what happened in the last cycle, by the way.
Yep.
This is when we had the rapey Republican cycle. The chatty men about rape. And anyway, it's stories like this that I'm telling you, Chris, I have never seen women so mad over certain, there are certain things that are really, really emotional, and obviously abortion is one of them. And anyway, so we talked about this on the air, that Wendy Davis, in her book, talked about 2 abortions that she had to have. The one was an ectopic pregnancy, and the other was the child was, malformed and suffering in the womb, and it was very, very painful for she and her husband. Anyway, so glad National Review guy, I can't remember, called
opportunist or whatever.
That she's lying.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, and it was elsewhere, of course, in right-wing world that that obviously implied that she was lying about it, or
doing it for political expedience.
Yeah. I don't even want to dignify it by reading it again, what they said. But and I was saying that she was on Rachel Maddow's show, and Rachel asked her about it, and she said, my family would give anything for this not to be true.
Yeah.
I don't want to say who, but a good friend of the Stephanie Miller Show is a good friend of Wendy Davis's. Knew her in Texas, is from Texas. And right, Steph, I can remember so vividly how devastated Wendy was after having to end that pregnancy. That was the year we served together on our neighborhood association board. She was visibly pregnant because on a good day she weighs about 90 pounds. She was wrecked afterwards. Her best friend came and stayed with her for several days. I was turned away at the door, rightfully, when I came bearing the only thing I could think to do, bring her family some dinner. She just couldn't bear company yet. When we worked together at the Fort Worth City Council, we discussed it once, and we both cried. During the last filibuster, I saw her read the story from a woman which was so similar to hers, and watched the tears in her eyes and in mine, and I knew exactly what she was thinking.
Yeah.
That hole from the National Review deserves public shunning, at least. All right, thank you. Thank you, anonymous friend at the Stephanie Miller Show.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's stuff like that, that I'm telling you, if nothing, gets women out to vote, stuff like that should. All right, and the fact, like I say, with this Ray Rice stuff, check it out. Somebody posted a graphic of all the Republican men who voted against the Violence Against Women Act, who cut the funding for, with the sequester for the domestic violence hotline. What was the number yesterday? There's, tens of thousands of calls that go unanswered because they just don't have the staff.
And they've had a huge uptick in calls.
How many of those women, died, I wonder, or will die because they couldn't get help? Yeah. Anyway. All right. Could you take your organ out for me?
Right away, Ms. Miller.
The ecclesiastical mook, John Fugelsang, coming up at the top of the hour, but we just have to, because you know what? The comedy gods are smiling this morning. Not only a drunken Palin family brawl in Wasilla.
Oh, God.
Pat Robertson, teens turn lesbian because of naughty girl-on-girl movies and molestation. Okay. By the way, let me just say, go on record. Let this big Les go on record to say, I've never watched a girl-on-girl movie, nor was I molested. So there goes that theory. Oh. But here he is, Evil Uncle Chuckles.
The first one is from Anna, who says, our daughter shocked us with the news that she has a girlfriend. Yes, a homosexual relationship. Our children were raised in church. We're battling this and letting her live at home. No one is allowed over. She's 21 and was always very feminine. This came out of nowhere.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm devastated and also a worship leader in a large town. Should I step down from ministry?
The whole question of sexual identity has gotten so blurred in the press these days, it's hard to know. But why is she that way? Was she molested when she was younger? Did somebody, the girl-on-girl movies more and more and more, they get straight actresses to play lesbians and straight men to play homosexuals. And and if you say anything against homosexuality, you are just hooted out of court.
Right, because
you're hooted out of court.
You're hooted out of court. Right, because you're a big homophobe.
Yeah, you're hooted.
In the end, Robertson recommended that Anna love her daughter because if she gets deeper in it, when you get deep, you go deep.
Oh, don't even.
Deep.
No.
Get your face up in there.
No, you're talking lady parts.
Sooner or later, she's going to be disillusioned.
Computer says no.
I like it even more.
Although you've become disillusioned.
Well, that's come of my own disastrous choices. She'll say, this is wrong, and I want to come out of it.
What?
Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, that's what she'll say. Or she'll say, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
I love it.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
That 700 Club host sounded so sad for this poor girl.
She sounded very concerned.
So sad.
Huh. She's so feminine. I don't get it.
I
don't understand. She's a nice girl. Huh.
But I'm a cheerleader.
What? Newsflash, Evil Uncle Chuckles. There's a lot of really, really pretty, really feminine gay women. Just check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, just saying. Just, they come in all flavors. Evil Uncle Chuckles. They come in all colors, so to speak. Yes, they do.
Oh.
I love it. I love it. Like it a lot.
Love it.
We'll ask my personal comedy Jesus what he thinks of that. John Fugelsang next on the Stephanie Miller Show. Which dog is blocking my path to the microphone? I don't know what could be causing that. Oh, I know. I just gave him a hamburger.
Well, that's why. And it smells like onions in here.
Sorry. All right. You were saying you heard a noise in your bathroom last night?
Yes, I heard a noise in my bathroom last night. I'm like, what's going on? So I got up and checked. Boots was climbing the screen of the window.
Boots would be your cat.
Yes, and she was kind of lodged in there and couldn't escape.
And so what you're saying, you did not fire randomly into the bathroom because you were frightened?
I did not.
Huh. All right, m'lady. Oscar Pistorius found guilty of culpable homicide, which is kind of like our manslaughter, I guess. The Steenkamp family not happy. I guess he could still go to prison. That's another phase of the trial.
Yeah.
But, anyway, I believe m'lady erred, if you don't mind my saying so.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So,
do they have a jury there, or is it just the judge that hands down that sentence? I'm not quite sure.
It's just the m'lady.
It's just the judge. Okay.
Right.
Huh.
All right, journalist, horror extraordinaire May Lee coming up in hour number 3, and also Travis's friend that was at the drunken Palin family.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
But
he's from Wasilla.
He's from Wasilla, and he knows people who were at the party.
At the drunken brawl.
Where the
Palin family. So we will get some more juicy details.
Yes.
Coming up. All right.
Fugelsang, Fugelsang,
Diggle sang, he's so fine.
God,
diggle sang, she were mine.
Yes. Good morning, John Fugelsang.
So if Bristol Palin gets to be a teenage mom having a child out of wedlock and then get paid thousands of dollars to speak about abstinence, does this big snowmobile trailer park fight mean that she gets to go speak about nonviolence? I'd pay to see that.
And now, I can't remember who reportedly had the best right hook. Was it Bristol or Willow?
Brillo.
Brillo. There's another one. There's another Palin daughter. Brillo.
The story said it was Bristol.
Yes.
I'm just so grateful, Stephanie and Chris, that John McCain is doing all he can to promise American parents that he will get their kids somehow shot at by someone, somewhere, in some kind of war, no matter what it takes.
Yes, John McCain's judgment. John McCain's judgment once again. Yes, reinforced.
He'll find someone he was telling us to arm 6 months ago and tell us to go declare war now. He'll do anything to get your kids shot at by someone, America, whether it's spending all of his wife's money or trading in the jetpack he uses to fly from morning show appearance to morning show appearance every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
John McCain will not rest until your son's life is in danger for no reason.
Yeah.
That's why we love the man.
Can't we just have it at least on the Chiron, just on the crawl, John? Just, by the way, he selected Sarah Palin to be a heartbeat from the presidency, who was just involved in the drunken brawl in Wasilla. Yeah, just saying, just for fun, just for, and giggles. Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be fun watching Nicole Wallace on The View after she had to manage that thing.
Yeah, I know. Oh. Yeah, you know what? I don't think she's the best choice for The View, Nicole Wallace.
I didn't see it.
She's terrific on TV. I've done a lot of stuff with her. I did Katie with her a gazillion times, and we'll see how she does going up against the Rosie Whoopi axis.
I just think that she is a little charisma-free for that whole group that she's going to be going up against.
Well, I think it's going to be a whole new show with Bill Wolfe EPing, and I wouldn't be surprised if when Rachel Maddow's EP goes to run The View and then you get Whoopi and Nicole Wallace, it's probably going to be a bit more politically interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Do you think? Could you please...
A boy can dream.
Can you take your organ out, please, for John? We just mentioned, I don't know if you heard about this, Pat Robertson says that teens turn into lesbians because of naughty girl-on-girl movies and molestation.
Well, finally, someone's saying it. Which movies is he blaming for turning girls into lesbians? So
Bound. It's got to have been Bound.
Is it Bound, really?
Yeah.
How about that old one with Catherine Deneuve? The Hunger.
The Hunger.
Yeah.
I have all of these imprinted on my mind. These are all good movies. No wonder
Personal Best, which...
Oh, God, really?
Oh, well, that's not so much.
That was the hairy armpit kind of lesbian.
Ariel Hemingway is gorgeous.
I know. She kind of brought the beauty down for that movie, though.
Oh, please.
Let me tell you something. Considering what guys are like in America now, the best thing you can do for your daughter is try and make her lesbian.
Take a listen. This is they got a letter from a distraught mother. Here, take a listen, John. Here we go.
The first one is from Anna, who says, our daughter shocked us with the news that she has a girlfriend. Yes, a homosexual relationship. Our children were raised in church. We're battling this and letting her live at home. No one is allowed over. She's 21 and was always very feminine. This came out of nowhere. I'm devastated and also a worship leader in a large town. Should I step down from ministry?
The whole question of sexual identity has gotten so blurred in the press these days, it's hard to know. But why is she that way? Was she molested when she was younger? Did somebody, the girl-on-girl movies more and more and more, they're getting straight actresses to play lesbians and straight men to play homosexuals, and and if you say anything against homosexuality, you are just hooted out of court.
Hooted out of court.
You just hooted.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why Jesus never said anything against homosexuality and wasn't hooted out of court. There's nothing in the Bible against lesbians. St. Paul's letter to Romans is not about lesbians. The good news of Jesus is Jesus wasn't a jerk and a creep and a homophobe. So
yes.
I'm listening to Pat Robertson. But do make your kids watch lots of hot girl-on-girl movies.
I believe, yes. Didn't you say that the Bible has the same policy as Vivid video?
Yeah, there is a couple of rules about no men with men, but at no point does God prohibit women with women. And I think that it's great that the Almighty and Playboy After Dark have the same values.
Yeah, exactly right.
By the way,
yes.
Twitter says that Brillo Palin is quite abrasive.
Hi! Ladies and gentlemen, my Twitter audience for the win. She's oddly the most abrasive of the Palins.
Yeah, you know.
They're all pretty bad. Anyway, John, Robertson recommended that Anna love her daughter because if she gets deeper and deeper in it, sooner or later she's going to be disillusioned. She'll say, this is wrong, and I want to come out of it.
Yeah, well, congratulations to this woman on finally meeting her first gay person in 2014. That's a good thing, and it can only lead to better things. This is the 1 degree of empathy that so many of our loved ones on the right have to suffer. They, like Rob Portman, they don't care about gay people until someone they love comes out as gay. Which is why, as I said it before on your show, if you're related to a Republican senator, please come out as poor, and then maybe they'll care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, somebody, John, it's for you. Jeff in Alameda wants to have God talk. Hello, Jeff. You're on with John.
Yeah, hi. Congratulations, by the way, Steph.
Thank you.
Listener since 05, fan since equal time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, I'm old.
Yikes. Me too.
John.
Good morning.
You know how? Hi. I've been actually looking forward to talking to you about this for a few weeks. You know how when we criticize somebody who calls himself Christian for saying something or doing something that seems to us to be particularly unchristian, when we make that criticism, I think we're missing a point. And if the point is that there's two kinds of Christianity in our society. There's the Christianity that's the religion of Jesus, which would be his teachings and, all the stuff that we talk about that, that would Jesus do this and stuff like that. Then there's the religion about Jesus. And that is all about the death and resurrection. And if you believe in the death and resurrection, you're saved, and that's it. And you don't have to worry about any of this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And so when we criticize somebody, excuse me, garbage truck going by. when we criticize somebody for acting, in an unchristian manner, it doesn't make any sense to them. This is the kind of stuff. This is the.
Well, yeah, you're speaking to the essence of fundamentalism, because when
this
you're
is the kind of stuff that Dr. Gene used to talk about late at night when I was coming back tripping from.
Dr. Gene Scott, yes.
Oh, Gene Scott, yes.
Robin Williams played him on SNL, by the way.
I learned everything I know about Christianity from watching Dr. Gene while I was still high on acid. I was just.
Then you probably don't know much about Christianity, but I'd want to hang out with you on a weekend. I must say, I did a couple of events this week in New York with Reza Aslan, the writer of Zealot.
Yeah.
And we were doing a thing at Barnes & Noble on Monday talking about the two kind of schools of Christianity. James, the brother of Jesus, who was all about the love and the hippie stuff and the stuff Jesus actually stood for. And then the Jesus of St. Paul. And you can look on Jesus as being this progressive rock star revolutionary, and Paul's his really conservative, sexually uptight PR man. And, you can't really say you're Christian if you're hating on anyone or if you're discriminating against anyone, because Jesus didn't do that. So I will call people out when they say that they're being homophobic or discriminatory towards our LGBT brothers and sisters for Christian reasons, because that's an oxymoron, like Kesha music. You can't do it. I think that again, I'm going to make fun of them, but the problem with fundamentalism, be it Muslim or Christian, is when you know that you're on God's side and you speak for God, anyone who disagrees with you is obviously speaking for the devil, and a real Christian or Muslim is not going to sit down with the devil's emissary and negotiate school curriculum or what marriage means. And this is what we're up against. And it's only going to happen by people being, by the nice people outnumbering the crazy, selfish, mean religious people, and then hopefully they can just gradually die off over the next generation.
Speaking of religious extremism, when we come back with John, we'll talk about ISIS. Let's just go with Daryl Issa. I would like to call them Daryl Issas. I think that makes more sense. All right, we will talk.
There's a difference. Bush and Cheney didn't start Daryl Issa.
Hey, see what you did there? All right, so we will talk to John Fugelsang as a Fugelsang Friday continues. 17 minutes after the hour. This hour of the Stephanie Miller Show brought to you by LifeLock. I have it.
Yes, you do.
You need it. I've had identity theft. I don't know if you have. Everything, identity thefts, by the way, everything we have, it's on a cloud and it's scary, right?
Very.
Identity thieves are smart. They are experts at what they do. Everything about us, right? Bank records, it's all connected, stored on a cloud. All it takes is one hack. You've been reading all these news stories, whether it's Home Depot or Target. All it takes, one hack, one breach. Thieves can have everything they need to take over your life. It's exactly why I have LifeLock Ultimate Plus. Yes, LifeLock's best just got better. LifeLock Ultimate Plus. It's the most comprehensive identity theft protection available. Don't bother with others. This is the one. It'll help protect your identity, your bank and retirement accounts, your credit cards, even the equity in your home. How many other ID theft protection services do that? I will tell you, 0. Thank you. So why risk it? Do what I did. Get LifeLock Ultimate Plus. Sleep easier knowing if an identity thief goes after your identity or life savings. Bam, LifeLock is on it. Visit LifeLock.com or call and use the promo code Miller10 for my special 10% discount. That's promo code Miller10 to get my special 10% discount. Or call 800-499-1070. That's 800-499-1070. 800-499-1070. Or LifeLock.com. Network does not cover all transactions. 18 minutes after the hour, right back with more Fridays with Fugelsang on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Call Stephanie. Don't break a hip by jumping around.
I have the most giant dog head on my lap, so I can't really reach the microphone. But there is no more hamburger.
Your dogs are so well trained.
Right? Okay, it's 23 minutes after the hour. Fridays with sexy liberal John Fugelsang.
Hooray!
Hello. John,
Good morning, guys. I missed you.
I miss you.
Miss you too, lots.
I miss you too.
Been forever. I'll be seeing you in studio at I think 2 weeks from today. I'll be.
Nice.
Oh, we have something to ask you.
Yeah.
We'll ask you off the air.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, 1-800.
Right, but not cameras like last time. Okay.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Sorry about that. I was drunk. I turned on the cameras by accident. I apologize.
Yeah, cannot do that. Cannot do that.
I apologize.
You know what? Go ahead and ask him. It'll be a way to tease what we're doing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope he says yes, because then, right, it's going to, like, when someone asks someone to marry them on the Jumbotron and they say no, thanks a lot, Chris, you're probably going to do that to me.
As long as you're not filming it, because like if I hadn't been wearing that leather mask last time, I might be in so much trouble now.
That ball gag.
Please call me Gimp. No, we just announced today we are doing the Stephanie Miller's Happy Hour podcast, which will be it'll be like a Palin drunken family brawl, but with better jokes.
And it will not be for the air. It will be podcast only. It will be FCC free, so we can say anything we want.
Right.
Oh my!
It's almost. Right, go ahead.
Will it be drunk, just like a live show?
Yes, absolutely. It's basically the Sexy Liberal show,
right?
In podcast form,
right? We're gonna and Jim Ward will be with us every week, and Chris, and then Carlos is doing the first one. It's going to be free. We're offering it tonight. It'll
this first one will be free.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, so we would love to
join you.
Okay.
I'll be in town for the week of the 23rd. I'll be in town all week.
Travis, book him. Okay. Anyway, and anyway, but what else was I going to say? I can't remember. Good. See, you said yes. Thank you. I want to do everything that I ever do with John Fugelsang. That's all I'm saying.
When have I ever said no? When have I ever said no to you?
Aww.
Except that one time, because I don't share needles. But other than that, I've never said no.
Oh, God. Oh, and because I know what it was.
What?
We figured out something technically. You also can do it from New York in the future if you want to on ISDN, because it's not at the same time.
Because our ISDN won't be taken up at that time.
Oh, wow. Okay, great.
You just have to promise us that you're drinking. We will need to see you on Skype or something.
I think I still have a pass to sneak into a building that has an ISDN line, so that's great.
Hooray!
Fabulous. All right. So let's talk ISIL, ISIS, Daryl ISA, whatever we're calling it at the present moment. John, what did you think of the president's speech and Dick Cheney's thoughts on the president's speech?
Oh, that's great, because I want to hear exactly what Dick Cheney wants to do so we can do the opposite. I mean, the president's in a very, very tough space, and I kind of feel like, we grew up a while ago having these terrorists know exactly what to do to sucker us into war, and now it seems like it's happening all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love the speech. I kind of felt like, who's this constitutional scholar telling me about the needs for this? I voted for the black guy. And I like the measured Vulcan Obama. I really do. But at times like this, you need daddy to come out there and tell you everything's going to be okay. Sending 500 troops to Iraq is not necessarily going to be okay, and the only reason America should get into this is if there's a very, very, very broad international coalition with heavy, heavy Saudi involvement, since they're the ones technically protecting here. Look, I understand the importance of sacrificing all those American lives to keep Iraqi oil American. I get that. But you know what? As evil as these guys are, it has to be demonstrated that it's in the national interest. And I want revenge for those 2 murdered journalists, especially the next guy. These people are horrible. They're slaughtering people en masse.
Yeah.
It's important to remember, especially for Fox News watchers, if the people who are listening to Fox about ISIL had not listened to Fox about Iraq, there would be no ISIL.
There'd be no ISIL. That's what I mean. This is good. There's a great piece in the New York Times. We should post it. Dick Cheney and other Republicans throw stones at Obama from Glass House. I mean, it's just you can't even get through a Dick Cheney. You're just without screaming, "Shut up!" Right? The TV. I mean, exactly right, John. There would not be an ISIS were it not for Dick Cheney and George Bush in the Iraq War. And I love it.
We built this. We built this.
Yeah. And this, I love this. At the end of the editorial, Representative Jack Kingston, the Georgia Republican, offered a surprisingly honest, if amazingly cynical assessment of the politics of the moment, saying Republicans, quote, like the path we're on now. We can denounce it if it goes bad and praise it if it goes well, and ask what took him so long.
Well, that's exactly right, and it's yet another trap this president seems to be walking into. And this is not bad-mouthing the president before you start calling me a teabagger who hates Obama, racist, Benghazi. This is just bad politics all around. I think you're allowed, if you're in the White House, to sneak into the room where they keep Obama's Nobel Peace Prize and draw quotation marks over it. You've got 475 U.S. troops going into Iraq as advisors. We've heard the advisor talk before in Vietnam, and the fact is, if you've got over 400 troops on the ground, someone's going to die. And we've never declared war legally according to the Constitution in Iraq, and we still haven't. And it's yet another open-ended war.
Well, when we come,
committing to.
I have a lot to say about what you just said. We have a hard break coming up here, but this is, John Kerry was saying, and I agree with him that this is not a war. I mean, I do think this is counterterrorism, and anyway, we'll continue to debate. John Pugel saying as we continue on the Stephanie Miller Show.
Stephanie Miller.
Well, aren't you the queen of crazy land? Everything's the opposite of everything. La-di-da-di-da.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Crystal Boy, unintentionally hilarious today, created a brand new Palin, Brillo Palin.
Yeah, she's the most abrasive one.
Right. John says Bristol Palin or Brillo Palin was going to get her own TV show, but it got scrubbed. Good. Oh, I hung up on John by accident. Sorry.
Travis, get John back.
Oh, for God's sakes.
The host is an idiot.
Okay. You know what? Just because you made one really good joke doesn't give you, free-for-all pass for the rest of the morning. All right. 1-800-STEP-12, the phone number. Toll free from anywhere. All right. Talking to John before the break about ISIS, Daryl Issa.
Sure.
Right. John Kerry.
What we are doing now could actually become a model for cooperation.
Yeah. And then he went on to say this.
What we are doing is engaging in a very significant counterterrorism operation. And it's going to go on for some period of time. If somebody wants to think about it as being a war with ISIL, they can do so. But the fact is, it's a major counterterrorism operation that will have many different moving parts.
Yeah, it sounds like he's parsing words there. It's not a war. It's just a major anti-terrorism operation.
But, John, I agree with that. I think that it's not a war. I mean, I think that they were Al-Qaeda. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying they are a splinter group. He said this group is and has been Al-Qaeda. By trying to change its name, it doesn't change who it is and what it does. I mean, it is a terrorist group.
Well, Iraq was never a war. We haven't legally declared war in this country since 1941, and Ron Paul was one of the only people to point this out. The fact that we didn't declare war was how we were able to dodge the Geneva Conventions, not call our prisoners prisoners of war, but call them enemy combatants, which allowed all that wiggle room for torture. It is not war. It is a criminal action. I mean, it's a police action. Korea was a war. They called a police action. This is a police action we're calling a war. But it's open-ended. And the fact is that we're obliged to do something about ISIL because Colin Powell called this before we invaded Iraq. It's Pottery Barn. You break it, you bought it. And America broke Iraq. We did not have to go in there. It was a war of choice. America did it. We spent $6 trillion of our children's and grandchildren's dollars to go in there and convert this oil and give it away to 4 Western oil companies. And now we got to pay the price for it. And the greed of the previous administration is going to be the monster haunting this administration. We have to do something, but I'll tell you, again, if you've got 475 U.S. troops on the ground, people are going to get killed, and there's going to be body bags coming home. And I don't see how there's ever going to be an end to it. And this is everything President Eisenhower warned us about when he left office. The military-industrial complex is going to keep on making all these weapons, all these tanks, and they're going to give a lot of the old stuff away to police departments that don't need them, but they're going to really need new wars to get them used.
Yeah, I mean, I like I say, I guess I can't even, it's a blind rage when I hear Dick Cheney say anything. Chris just posted this, the New York Times editorial, but, basically says Mr. Cheney is an absurdly flawed critic on national security. I mean, there he is, John, the guy whose watch 9/11 happened on, lecturing the guy who got bin Laden. Without starting an unnecessary war over it. And it just, and I love this part of the editorial. It used to be that when an American president was confronting a national security threat created largely by Bush and Cheney, including with military action, Republicans and Democrats would at least listen to what he had to say before criticizing. Mr. Cheney chose to let loose preemptively. I mean, what does he think? He's still some shadow president, so he speaks the day before the president gives this speech?
Well, God bless Dick Cheney for being completely consistent. A rarity among Republicans. Dick Cheney lets his id speak first. Dick Cheney doesn't think about his actions or his words. He just does what his id commands him to do. Whatever Dick Cheney likes is what Dick Cheney's going to say, and it doesn't matter if it's hypocritical. It doesn't matter if it's contradictory. He's going to keep on doing it, and he's our national ghoul. And the more we can make the Republican Party synonymous with Dick Cheney and Sarah Palin and George Bush, three names they want us to forget, I might add. Every time you hear a Republican say, stop blaming Bush, it means stop reminding people that we are Bush. So I think Dick Cheney needs to talk a lot more, because coming into this midterm election, he's doing more to get Democrats elected than Democrats at this point.
Yeah. Interesting. But, I mean, and the other thing, he had conveniently, he didn't say what his specific plan was either. Like all these other Republicans, just the president's not doing enough or not, doesn't understand the threat. Blah, blah, blah.
Throw enough stones at Obama until my daughter can get a new job. That's his plan.
Exactly. John, so much, I was on vacation last week. We replayed. I
know, we barely survived without you.
I know, honey, I know. There, zhuzh. We replayed my last interview with Joan Rivers, and you were there.
You were in studio with us, yeah.
Yes. It was really sad, I was hoping you would replay it last week. I got to work with Joan quite a bit. A few years ago, I burned out on politics, and I took a job doing a pop culture comedy talk show, in deep cable. And one of the consequences was I wound up getting to work with Joan and Melissa at a lot of red carpet events. They would send me to go to the Oscars or the Golden Globes or the Emmys to tell jokes, and suddenly I'm hanging out with Joan and her staff and her writers, and she was amazing. And, this was back, like, there was a time people forget about that dozen or so years ago when Joan wasn't getting a lot of work. She was doing small rooms. Like, she went back and played the Duplex in Greenwich Village again, 60-seaters, And the thing about Joan is people would say, oh, Home Shopping Network, playing tiny clubs, TV Guide Network, looking down on what she did. We both know lots of famous people who don't take work they feel is beneath them. But Joan wasn't like that. Joan, I don't know if Joan cared about celebrities or fashion or red carpet events. Joan cared about working. Mm-hmm. And in her 70s, she was working constantly. And she didn't care where it was, reality shows, Home Shopping Network. Let me ask you guys.
Go ahead.
Comedians in their 80s, male comedians in their 80s or 70s are household names in America.
Yeah.
Virtually Cosby, Bob Newhart, that's it.
Yeah.
And she's an inspiration to all artists because she was all about working, and in that sense.
Well, and obviously she's an inspiration to me. I mean, any woman in comedy, Joan Rivers was, obviously huge. But it's exactly that, John, that I remember her saying her own manager told her she's too old, she's never going to make it. And I've said it over and over this week, but she didn't have quit in her. The woman, look at everything that happened to her, and she didn't have any quit in her.
And, she really hated when people called her a pioneer because she didn't want to be known for breaking barriers. She wanted to break barriers. She wanted to keep on working and shocking. And she was edgy right up till the end. I didn't agree with everything Joan said. Joan crossed a lot of lines I wouldn't cross.
I didn't either.
Palestinians.
Yeah.
The stuff she said about the Palestinians was horrible 2 months ago, 3 months ago. It was awful. But the fact is, I don't admire artists who play it safe. I don't admire comedians who are afraid of offending anybody. And, again, she's just a model, much like the Rolling Stones or Bob Dylan, who is 73 and does 100 shows a year, aging on your own terms, doing what you love.
Yeah.
And that's what she did. And I'm so grateful that I got a chance to know her and work with her. And
Me too. She was just the consummate pro. They were telling me that E! Network was replaying our bit on the red carpet, where I just, I spontaneously started doing a bit with her. I said, you stepped over the line into my section, so I started shoving her. And she just immediately knew it was a bit, and she made it hilarious. She started yelling back, and I started yelling at her in her voice, and I was like, I rode that clip for years.
She once told this joke, and it was a joke that I had heard her tell when I was first in junior high school. And I mentioned it to her. I'm like, I've loved that joke for 25 years. And she was like, it's a great joke. Who cares? She was right. She was right. And I mean, her brain had so many jokes in it going back so many decades. And if all you know of Joan Rivers is like the red carpet and the plastic surgery, please go on YouTube and watch her old stuff with Carson. Watch her appearance on the Ed Sullivan.
Yeah, and that's what for me personally is an inspiration. She reinvented herself so many times, and for a younger audience, and that's what we're all obviously trying to do. I mean, it's obviously tough in progressive radio right now, but she is my role model, as is Richard Gere in An Officer and a Gentleman.
I ain't gonna quit. I got nowhere else to go.
Yeah, that's my theme. Because that's true. I literally have nowhere else to go.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, you're in your house right now.
Right.
So
how much? I'm in the basement. How much farther can I fall in my career?
You're like Boo Radley. I mean, you really have nowhere to go. You're not leaving.
John, let's get to the medical controversy, though. The endoscopy clinic that was treating Joan Rivers at the time she went into cardiac and respiratory arrest is refuting a report that it occurred during a biopsy. You've heard all this. And I was saying, this is, again, another emotional, my dad, I feel like, may have died because of a medical mistake. And so, I don't know what you've heard there in New York. Maybe you're hearing more than we are, but...
It's just starting, honestly. I've been more wrapped up in the past couple of days over Obama's speech and what's going on with ISIL, and reading the cover of the Post and the Daily News. But I mean, look, it's not going to bring her back. She's gone. If her family decides to pursue legal action, then they got my support as a fan. But to me, it's like the details of Joan's death. I don't want to really overshadow the beauty of her life, and I just feel like she's got so much she can still give to people, and she's when I'm in my 70s, I hope I'm still working and telling tasteless jokes and doing shows every year. Yeah,
listen, I want to be playing nursing homes with you when we're in our 70s.
I would love to.
The geriatric Sex for Sexy Liberal tour.
Yeah, it's the sexy blue hair comedy tour.
You and Carlos Style coming in motorized wheelchairs. Exactly. All right, 45 minutes after the hour, one remaining segment of Fridays with Sexy Liberal John Fugelsang on the Stephanie Miller Show. Fridays with Sexy Liberal John Fugelsang. By the way, Ryan in Collingswood, New Jersey says, Dear Chris, you asked where Sarah Palin got her high-top shoes with the American flag on them that she was in the drunken brawl in.
Yes.
At makingtheflagaboutme.com, of course. Those are your kick-ass shoes, John. That's what you wear when you want to go do some drunken kick-ass.
Oh, I just wanted to run for president so badly. You have no idea how much I want it. It's just like, after the midterms and the carnage of the midterms, come January, all these Republicans are going to start announcing, and I just want her there to keep the rest of us awake. She has to run for president only to keep her celebrity going. There's nothing else she can do to stay famous.
Yeah, it is just a gift from the comedy heavens. Oh, speaking of which, that's right, the Stephanie Miller Happy Hour podcast will be posted for free tonight, our very first one, our inaugural one with Jim Ward, who will be here every week, and Carlos Alzraki, the first one. John Fugelsang says he'll be here in a couple of weeks live in studio with us. So
I will be joining you in the evening, yes. I can't wait.
Yay!
Yay!
And we will post links to the free podcast tonight. The first one is going to be free. The rest of them, we're going to have a subscription for. The first one's going to be free. We're going to post links to that tonight on your Facebook page, Stephanie Miller, and on your Twitter feed.
And we will try to lure our celebrity friends into it. Whoever's listening now, Rob Reiner, Lily Tomlin, Stephen Stills, Allison Janney, putting out the word.
Yep.
Because it's hard to get people at Insane O'Clock here in Los Angeles, so it would also be because this is Damien in New York says, I have a question about the podcast. Will there be guest appearances by John Fugelsang?
Yes.
And Aisha lives right up the street, Aisha Tyler, so I'm going to see if I can go trap her into doing this, because she tapes at the same time as the live show for the talk. So we haven't been able to have her on in quite some time. So anyway, we'll see.
I hear she's very busy.
She's very busy. As is John Fugelsang.
Yes.
Where might we see your gorgeous head on television today, for instance?
I will be on the Ed Schultz show later on today. I am doing a free show tonight at the Laughing Liberally Lab in the East Village, and I'll be in your neck of the woods the week after next. So I'm going to come do the podcast, but only if you'll do that trick with the funnel and the Jägermeister and the ping pong ball.
Yes, the thing I learned in Taiwan. Absolutely, sir. I did it. Listen, it was at the Columbus Sexy Liberal. It's a long time ago. All right, John.
Oh, dear.
By the way, Damien also wondered the other trip, the Palin family names. Blurg or Slurm. Blurg or Slurm are not correct.
No.
Nor is Brillo, who you just invented.
Right.
John, the other big story, obviously, of the week, the Ray Rice video. Here is Roger Goodell, NFL commissioner for now.
When we make a mistake, we're honest about it, and we're open about it, and say we're going to work at it, do better.
Do you think he's being honest about it, John? Do you think that...
No. Yeah. Karma's going to punch that guy in the face so hard, but in fairness, he was asking for it. They had the tape a long, long time ago, and really the irony of this whole thing is that Roger Goodell has punched himself in the face here. You know what? I'm really, really tired of people acting like beating up women is not that big a deal, and I'm really tired of people acting like beating up black women isn't that big a deal. I do not, and I refuse to condemn Janae Rice for staying with the man she loves.
Yeah.
That's what you do in a relationship. You forgive people, but we're not married to him, so we're allowed to condemn him for it, and I can only hope that this is the beginning of the best period of Ray Rice's life where he turns things around, because there's no excuse for it, and honestly, it's a bit shocking that this can still happen and that they had this tape for so long.
Yeah.
And that
John,
this was allowed to go on.
You know, this week was the first time I ever mentioned that I was a victim of domestic violence, which you know because have been a friend of mine for a long time. But I agree with you about Janae. I think this woman that started the hashtag Why I Stayed. I mean, again, many of us who never thought this would happen to us. I mean, it only happened to me once. I did leave, but not right away. Because, like you say, there are, in addition to a lot of other issues, there may be love involved. And, I think that, as I've said, she's been victimized over and over again, that they keep showing this tape. It's like, stop showing it.
Yeah.
I mean, just
and the ugly response now has been all these guys who are saying that he was doing it in self-defense. He was doing it because she attacked him, and he was just watching out for himself, this NFL player against a woman. Ladies, if you're with a guy who's blaming Janae Rice more than Ray Rice, it is time to locate the nearest exit.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to blame her for staying, and I'm not going to blame her for getting punched.
A group of 16 women senators penned a letter to Roger Goodell demanding the league permanently dismiss any player who commits an act of domestic violence. They wrote, if you violently assault a woman, you shouldn't get a second chance to play football in the NFL. I thought the head of the National Organization of Women has made the best point, John. She said the NFL does not have a Ray Rice problem. They have a violence against women problem. Now continues to ask for Roger Goodell to resign and for his successor to appoint an independent investigator with full authority to gather factual data about domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, and stalking within the entire NFL community, not just regarding the Ray Rice incident, and to recommend real and lasting reforms. Because that's true, right? There are other players that have done this that are playing.
Well, yeah, but keep in mind, these guys running the NFL are the very guys who are playing dumb about long-term brain injuries due to concussion. You think they're going to start caring about women who get punched right away? I mean, shame is going to be the only thing that makes any change come about. And when you consider that a player can get banned for the season for smoking a joint, but a guy gets dropped for 2 games for beating a woman, it's just shocking, and it just shows how far we need to go as a species. And I'd like to see male sports fans lead the way on this morally, because the overwhelming majority of men who love the NFL are not wife beaters and do not condone wife beating. And this is another area where if the people lead, the leaders will follow. Tommy Chong goes to jail for selling bonds, and Ray Rice gets to punch a woman in the face and only loses his job?
Yeah. Good point. Let's take one for John here. Garland in Atlanta, you're on with John.
Hi, Stephanie. I just want to clarify the issue you guys were talking about declaring war on ISIL. The United States can't declare war on ISIL because they're an organization. We can only declare war on a country.
Yes, Garland, that's exactly my point. Is they may say they're a country or state or whatever, but they're not. They're terrorists, and this is, I think, counterterrorism strategy. It is not a war. I agree with you.
It's a counterterrorist effort. Yeah.
Well, then let's just say it's an open-ended military commitment.
Garland?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Oh, by the way,
none of them are wars. We haven't declared war since 1941. Can I say one last thing before I get kicked off?
Yeah, you're not getting kicked off. You have 2 minutes. Go ahead.
This week. Amazing thing happened. I saw a UFO, and it landed, and the aliens came out and spoke to me and shared their wisdom with me. And I tried to take a photo with my phone, but this damn U2 album took up all my extra memory space, and I couldn't do it. So, really sorry about that. I almost had proof of aliens, and
Now, that U2 album is actually quite good.
That U2 album is actually great. It's a terrific album, and it's so brilliant of them to do it because they released their best album in 10 years. It's also their second album in 10 years.
Yeah.
But, what they did was, U2 knows how they're perceived as, like, dad rock or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a dynamite record, so they gave it away for free to 500 million people, and now people who would never have listened to it will get to hear it. They're going to win some new fans out of it.
Everybody who has an iTunes account got this album for free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've played it half a dozen times already, and I can't wait to play it 25 more times. It's the first album I've heard in over a year that I just wanted to play over and over again. It sounds terrific.
By the way, who wins the Getting Booed Off Stage award for this week? Ted Cruz or Justin Bieber? Both were booed. Bieber. Pardon me?
Justin Bieber. He's more evil.
I agree with you. I do. They're both Canadian.
If that's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Canada should start building their wall right now.
And he took his shirt off for some odd reason after getting booed. He thought that.
Well, you remember how Bob Marley and Van Morrison and Bob Dylan and the Beatles, when they had nothing clever to say, they would just show off their abs. Oh no, that's only Bieber. That's right.
Love you, John Beagles thing.
If you're still defending Justin Bieber, you're what I'd call an underachiever. Grow up.
Yeah.
Love you, John Beagles saying. May Lee next.
Have a great weekend.
You too. May Lee next. All right, Maximum Horage is here. Here we go. Yes, later today, Maximum Mookage when Jim Moore joins us for the Happy Hour podcast.
May Lee.
This is new.
You're on Steph's show for the hour, and we love you. You have made it to the basement for the show.
That's a new one.
It is.
Somebody has a crush on May Lee.
Rocky Mountain Mike. Thank you.
I know. That's beautiful.
That was lovely.
A little soft rock, a little ballad,
Yes, I love the
ballad.
ballads. I love the ballads.
Good morning, Ho.
Good morning.
Okay, so at the bottom of the app, first of all, the gods have given us May Lee.
That's right.
It is Dirty Whore Fridays. And at the bottom of the hour, Travis's friend, who you met the other day.
I did. We bumped into each other at Trader Joe's. Yes.
Is from Wasilla, and he knows people that were at the drunken Palin family brawl.
What are the chances of that? Because, you guys just asked me if I heard about it. I had only read a little tiny headline last night, but I didn't read the article.
Oh.
So, but
every
it sounds
person
like it
in
was
the country
it was
sent
bad.
Me the story.
20 people involved.
Was anyone hurt?
Todd had a bloody nose, reportedly.
Yeah.
Tad!
And apparently Bristol just went to town.
Bristol has a right hook,
people.
apparently.
Well, I mean,
and I asked earlier,
are we surprised?
Is my dad's picture spinning on the wall yet? Former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin in a drunken brawl in a bar. And she brought a baby to the bar.
She brought a baby.
Yeah. True.
Okay, can I just say Whiskey Tango?
You have a baby.
WT.
In a bar.
Okay, it was at the Iron Dog snowmobile race. Would you like some of the
Which is like the Iditarod, but for snowmobiles.
For snow machines.
Okay.
You know, Todd.
Please give me the details because this is just too good.
My husband Todd is a snow machine champion. Track, Palin stumbled out of a stretch Hummer.
Sorry, which one is Track?
It's the older one that went to Iraq.
Got it.
Right.
Okay. I can't keep
right.
Yeah.
He spots an ex-boyfriend of Willow's. Track isn't happy with the guy. There's words. The owner of the house gets involved. Suddenly he's up against nearly the entire Palin tribe. Palin women screaming. Palin men thumping their chests. Word is Bristol has a particularly strong right hook, which she employed repeatedly. And then, are you ready? For the moment when Sarah Palin screams, "Don't you know who I am?"
Oh, no.
Yes, totally.
The douchiest point in any celebrity drunken brawl. Don't you know? Yes, I do. You are
and then did
almost a
punch her?
heartbeat from the presidency. And someone in the crowd screamed back, "This isn't some damn hillbilly reality show." As people were leaving and a cab track was seen on the street, shirtless, flipping people off randomly, with Sarah Palin behind him and Todd somewhere in the foreground tending to his bloody nose. Spectacular!
Did anyone get this on video?
Right? That's why I said God invented the video feature on an iPhone.
Video's got to come out.
Harvey Levin probably has a team of people from TMZ scouring all of Anchorage for video of this thing.
Oh, there's got to be video.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is brilliant.
OMG.
Brilliant.
OMG. Kenny Pick in Cleveland.
Oh.
You know, from your home state of Ohio with a little kid.
What we need is for you to stand up and fight. We got in a huge fight.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum. I'm all out of gum.
Don't retreat. Reload.
Okay, now watch this. I'm just going to break the wrist and walk away. Break the wrist and walk away.
Hoo-ah. I couldn't have said it better myself.
What kind of people are we anyhow? I say we stay and fight it out.
I will smack your face off of your face. Okay. Survival of the fittest.
Now let's go and win the war on liberty.
The tip of the spear in a larger battle. Gee.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
I'll try to find you some and I'll bring them to you.
Thank you, Kenny Pick.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and did you see she was wearing, what are they?
High tops, right? With American
sneakers.
flag. I saw
American
that.
flag sneakers.
Platform high top.
Platform high top.
As you do for a bar fight.
Which you can get at Charlotte Russe in the mall.
Right. Those are some ass-kicking shoes.
Wait, who was the baby, though, that they brought?
Oh, well, he's not a baby anymore. Trig, though. I think the whole family was there.
Oh, but he's still like a kid.
Yeah, he's a toddler. Sure.
Right.
Look at you. It's garbage day. It's a garbage
is that
truck.
what that is? Okay.
Everybody calm down. It's Old Home Week here at the Stephanie Miller Show. Oh, by the way, Love Letter, it's our 10-year anniversary this week of the Stephanie Miller Show.
Oh, wow.
So May and I co-hosted together at Pure Oxygen.
Yes.
Over 10 years ago.
Pardon me?
Over 10 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
I was just going to
10 years
explain.
ago, yes.
I was going to explain.
Okay.
Until we were similarly,
Until Oxygen went to all reruns all the time.
Right. Anyway. So then I moved back
went
here.
first.
Right?
Remember, they
canned you first?
They kicked me to the curb first.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And so you were left alone?
And then they canceled the whole show. It's a whole whatever.
They left you alone to make suet bird feeders?
Yes, without May. Oh,
at that point, I was like, go to town, Steph. I don't give a damn.
We shouldn't be talking at a school, but I'll never forget that. The producer called and said, May won't be in tomorrow. I was like, is she sick? She's like, no. I'm like, when will she be in? She said, I was like, what do you mean? Oh, anyway.
Oh, boy.
Just all our...
Yeah. Bad flashbacks.
Ever? Okay. Anyway, okay, so then I was, unemployed for 2 years after as we used to say, it was a little bump in the road. Or Jim Ward would say, you were the road.
Yes.
Face down. And then I got this show. I got the
Stephanie Miller
Show. And this is 10 years this week.
10 years.
Right?
My gosh. Wow.
Right?
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's
the
awesome.
longest Chris and I had a job.
Yeah, this is my longest job.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, 10 years is a long time.
In broadcasting.
I haven't had a job that long, for sure.
Yeah.
In this business, no way.
Yeah. I mean, we are tumbling until we are literally now in the basement.
But you're still hanging on,
I am
Dave.
not going to quit. I've got no place else to go, in the words of Richard Gere.
Yeah.
We're like Linda Tripp in that old bit we did.
Right. Put the rats in the basement.
Yes, exactly.
That's how far I've
For
fallen.
exercise video.
I am not. I am Richard Gere, an officer and a gentleman. I'm not going to quit. I've got nowhere else to go.
And nor should you,
No.
Steph.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to meet my Deborah Winger, and I'm going to carry her out of a factory. I still believe. What?
Okay, you can stop with that.
Okay, Jill writes, I'm getting nostalgic thinking about my journey listening to Progressive Talk Radio. Oh, maybe we need nostalgia music instead of love music. First it was Al Franken and then Rachel Maddow. Everyone who's much more successful than I am that I started in
How come you're not a U.S. Senator?
Ed Schultz, pardon me?
How come you're not a U.S. Senator?
Or have a TV show. I'm in the basement.
We are on Free Speech TV.
Yes, we are. That's true.
You should be grateful. Steph.
I am grateful. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
I am a desperate, grateful whore. Just hanging on my fingertips. Let's see. First it was Al Franken, then Rachel Maddow, then Stephanie Miller, who was having critter trouble. Oh, I was. That was when I had the prankster raccoons.
Mm-hmm.
I got really expensive new sod for my yard, and they roll it up. Like
the raccoons do.
Yeah, they rolled it up. I thought it was...
You know why? I read why.
Wait, why did they do
Because they're
that?
looking for grubs.
I thought it was like a prank. I was like, who just rolled up my new sod? Is that a joke?
No, they roll it up.
Wait, they're
Then they
looking for
saran
what?
wrap.
For grubs, worms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just had it
roll
installed.
it up?
Yes.
Yeah, because they can't get through the bottom layer of the sod, so they...
And then they short sheeted my bed, and they
That is
saran...
adorable.
They saran
I
wrapped
would
my
love to
toilet
see
seat.
that.
They froze my bra.
And didn't
Went
they throw
on
avocados
and on
at you?
and on. Yes, they threw avocados at me.
Oh, my God. That's
Okay,
funny.
I love the opening song. We're not going to take it anymore. I was hooked immediately by your warmth, your wit, your humor. I am warm.
Yeah, you're warm.
Also, Jim's hilarious impressions, and Chris's down-to-earth, common-sense taskmastering and his great laugh.
Whatever.
Oh, I think I'm going to go crazy, get high-tech, and get a podcast or something like
What?
that. What?
I know a great podcast you can get.
What? I'm getting to that.
Okay, sorry.
Don't
I'm
step on my tees.
I'm down to
Are
earth.
you a radio professional
I'm
or
down to
not?
earth.
Shut up. I'm warm.
Oh, boy.
You're a whore.
I am. I'm going to just stay silent for the time being.
Then I could buy the Stephcast. I've donated to Free Speech TV, too. But maybe you can share with your fans the best way to support you financially. Why, Jill!
Wow.
Thank you for asking. Butter commercial music. Chris! Help my face! What would be the best? How could you...
What?
Big announcement tonight.
Oh, tonight. Yes.
Okay, you guys have to get your act together. What is going on?
Suck.
We're doing
I'm sorry to all the listeners. I have no idea what's going on.
Tonight
here.
we are starting up a brand new podcast called Stephanie Miller's
Happy Hour podcast. Yes.
where we drink and we swear
Right.
and just
Filthy, dirty.
Drink and swear.
Yes.
Yeah, like normally when you come over.
Yeah, during commercial breaks.
May will be on an upcoming one, I hope. It will be me and Jim and Chris every week, and then tonight's the very first one will be Carlos Alzraki.
And we're giving away tonight's podcast for free.
Is there no end to our generosity?
Because we're pushers. We're going to charge for the subsequent ones.
Who wants the new heroin?
But, sometime after 4 o'clock or after 5 o'clock Pacific, keep looking on Stephanie Miller's Facebook page or on her Twitter feed or on my Twitter feed at Radio Guy Chris.
I'm
and
sure
we'll post links to the SoundCloud.
There you go.
That's awesome.
I'm sure May will do an upcoming one because, may I just say, in the regular show she is a whore, but generally she is a drunken whore. And that is even more entertaining. You never know what's going to come out of her mouth.
And I do swear like a sailor sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
you do.
bad. I
You
got to
do.
stop that.
No, not for
We
the
won't get your
podcast.
mom a subscription.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, if your mom heard the Happy Hour podcast?
I don't think she would get most of it. But yes, but if she heard me kind of speaking out of turn.
Your
like,
tiger mom.
Hey, go. It would be the full on.
It would be even less likely to find your Korean doctor that she is so
For
hoping
sure,
for you.
because that hasn't happened since you announced that gave out that message.
There's a lot of people pretending to be
out
Korean
there.
doctors to try to pick you
Yes,
up.
that's true. That's true. All sorts. All sorts.
All right, 17 minutes after the hour. It's Horror Fridays, everybody.
Yay.
Journalist
Yay.
extraordinaire May Lee here and the Stephanie Miller Show. See, that's what the cocktail podcast is going to be, us talking,
Right.
about stuff that we don't talk about on the air.
I know. That actually
we will
sounds a
say
lot
things
like
that
a
are
lot of fun.
unwise. We will probably say a lot of things.
Yeah.
I would think.
Like your whore text from the other night, I won't say. What a drunken whore text. Okay.
Oh, right.
Okay. 1-8.
Really?
1-8.
Nothing salacious or
No,
anything.
not about me.
No.
That's someone else.
That's
Okay.
somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was kind of hoary.
Oh my God, so hoary. I was like, I wrote
No, it was very
next
fun.
morning.
And
I
no,
said,
now
this
everyone's
makes you.
imagination is going wild. No, people, it wasn't horrible, like disgusting stuff.
No, it was not.
It was cute.
It was cute.
Yeah.
It was a cute little drunken hoary text.
Oh, it's adorbs.
Okay. 23 minutes after the hour. 1-800-STEP-12, the phone number. Toll free from anywhere. All right, lots to get to. Queen Bee's been waiting for you, Chris, in Tennessee. Hello, Queen Bee.
Hi, y'all.
Oh.
Hello, Sexy Chris.
Hey, Queen Bee.
Oh.
Congratulations on your 10 years, by the way, Steph.
Thank you, Queen Bee. You've been with us a long time.
Yeah. several years now.
Yeah.
Anyone who takes advice from Pat Robertson needs to rethink their religion. Cheney, McCain, and Robinson needs to go home, sit on the front porch, sip mint juleps, and reflect on all the bad advice they've given over the years and the problems it's caused.
Yeah, exactly. He said that lesbianism is caused by molestation or girl-on-girl porn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Who said that?
Pat Robertson.
God don't make junk. So lesbians, homosexuals, straight people, none of these people are junk.
No,
That's right.
definitely amen to that.
Since Pat Robertson is thinking the way, these people need to rethink their religious leaders here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll say. All right, thank you, Queen Bee. Yes, he was.
Oh my gosh, really?
Right. Some woman wrote
Well,
in.
that doesn't surprise me, of course, is Pat Robertson.
We have the audio if you want to.
Oh, would you like to hear it next?
I would.
Oh, please, yes.
Okay,
here we go.
The first one is from Anna, who says, our daughter shocked us with the news that she has a girlfriend. Yes, a homosexual relationship. Our children were raised in church. We're battling this and letting her live at home. No one is allowed over. She's 21 and was always very feminine. This came out of nowhere.
What?
I'm devastated and also a worship leader in a large town. Should I step down from ministry?
The whole question of sexual identity has gotten so blurred in the press these days, it's hard to know. But why is she that way? Was she molested when she was younger? Did somebody, the girl-on-girl movies more and more and more,
Yes.
they're getting straight actresses to play lesbians and straight men to play homosexuals, and it's you just, and if you say anything against homosexuality, you are just hooted out of court.
Yeah, it's really
Oh my God! If you
confusing
could,
and.
everyone listening to the radio, if you could see my face, I mean, my jaw is hitting the ground.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I just thought I would never live to hear Pat Robertson say girl on
Girl on girl.
waka 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 waka.
You know, it's statements like that and people like Pat Robertson that really, really piss me off as a Christian.
Yes.
Because, you know, this is the stereotype, the negative stereotype that's projected by, you know, Christian leaders like him. Because, you know, look, the church and Christ it's all about acceptance and being open and, you know, and it's all about love.
Yes, you told my coming out story when I told you many years ago, and you went,
yeah, it's
yeah,
late
and
stuff.
what else?
I gotta go to bed.
What else?
Exactly.
What else? Like, really? You think I didn't know that? Okay.
Yeah. So it just perpetuates that horrible negative stereotype.
You were just mentioning your faith, and we've been talking about Joan Rivers' death and her family dealing with it, and I had forgotten, I asked if it's okay to mention that today's the 3rd anniversary of your dad's death.
Yeah.
And you've talked about finding your faith a lot more since then, and that it's really saved you.
It absolutely saved me literally and figuratively. So 3 years ago, my father, 3 years ago today, he was killed by a 16-year-old driver and an illegally parked maintenance truck.
He was standing in the road.
Yeah, it was a very graphic way to, you know, be taken. And he was taken.
Yeah.
You know, he was a very healthy man, going to work as a psychiatrist, you know, that morning. And I went to a very dark place, as one would, you know, when you lose someone in that kind of catastrophic, very sudden way.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got to the point where I kind of lost all hope. Because I felt like the world was crashing in on me, not because I relied so much on my father, but you realize when something's taken that quickly, what kind of bedrock he was for the family and the community.
Yeah.
And when that's taken, you know, I felt like the foundation of my life and my family's life was, you know, destroyed.
Well, we were saying how so many people use that phrase all the time. Oh, life's too short, life's too short.
Yeah.
And, you know, this summer between Robin Williams and Joan Rivers, and, you know, I was talking about this actress from Chicago Fire that is friends with a lot of friends of mine. She's riding her bike with her husband, like I do almost every day, in a park, and a tree fell on her and killed her.
Right.
I mean, it's stuff like that where you go...
It is. It's stuff like that where you finally do realize that those aren't just words you should say. You know, life is too short. Oh, I could, you know, something could happen tomorrow. Yeah, something could happen tomorrow.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
And I was saying this, the Joan Rivers stuff brings back my dad's death for me, which is over 30 years ago, but because we don't know whether, I suspect it was a medical mistake. They hit a clot going in for an angiogram and ended up causing a stroke. Again, I don't know if we could have proved anything. My mom didn't want to pursue that, but I can only imagine the pain that her family's in because that also was sudden and unexpected.
Yeah, right. So, but out of that darkness, I was finally pulled out. I was pulled out of a very, very dark hole.
I've even asked you to please wear your thing because you serve at your church every week.
Yeah.
And you wear a thing that says,
"Oh, I can help," on my T-shirt.
Nobody on Twitter say anything filthy about that.
Oh, yeah.
She means...
I'm an usher at my church, so no naughty stuff, please.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I have asked her to wear her I Can Help.
I should. I will wear it maybe next week. But anyway,
all right.
Yes.
29 minutes after the hour. More May Lee live in studio on the Stephanie Miller Show.
The woman whose most significant achievement is memorizing the Cheesecake Factory menu.
True that. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Stephen from Chicago writes, Mama, can we have a segment just watching May's facial expressions during sound clips? My entire office is staring at me. I'm watching the live show with my headphones, and I spit coffee everywhere. Stephen in Chicago has a messy office now. Oh. You just said something hilarious during the break. You said, I'm so Asian that way. You guys were talking about the new iPhone.
The new iPhone 6, right? And I was asking Chris, is he going to get one? And he's not, but I'm going to. I can't decide between the 6 or the 6 Plus.
Right.
And because they're not out, I don't know what the real size is.
Right.
So I decided to draw out a little cardboard cutout according to the measurements of the phones.
Are a big geek.
And so it was like such an Asian thing to do. It's kind of like a nerd kind of thing to do. So I cut out a piece of cardboard and I was holding it in my hand and I was putting it up to my face. I was I wonder how this feels.
You're such an odd little child.
Right.
Here's my other favorite thing May did lately. Okay, our last episode with May, she bought tickets for Beyonce in the wrong city.
That's right.
Because she spazzed out.
I was spazzing out, and I was doing the happy dance when I got the confirmation.
I got tickets in
and I was
Zimbabwe?
What? San Francisco? What? Yeah. I went, though.
You did? Yes. Yeah. We talked about that. Now, the other thing you've taken to doing is on Match.com when men who are your age say their top age range is, 25, 30?
Yeah. When these guys are 50 or 49, and then they say their maximum age for a woman is 30 or less, I write to them. And I say, are you kidding me? You're 50 years old. You're looking for someone no older than 29?
You scold people on Match.
I do.
How's that going for you?
Well, nobody responds, of course.
Of course not.
And, of course, I'm not getting many dates. But, whatever.
Because now you're that lady.
Because I feel like it's the right thing to do. It's just what? Seriously?
How many times do you think a guy has uttered the C word at his screen when your thing popped up? Old hag.
I don't care.
Somebody will write back, whatever, Crypt Keeper. Okay. All right, now, this is very exciting. Not only is May Lee here, but it is the day after the drunken Palin family brawl in Wasilla. So Travis's good friend, we're going to say his name's Ray, is from Wasilla, and he knows people who are there.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Good morning, Ray, quote unquote.
Good morning.
You are here with journalist extraordinaire May Lee. We were going to get to the bottom of every detail.
Yes.
What have you heard? Tell us everything.
Yes.
So my connection basically just told me that she was at the party. And
Where was the party? At a house?
It was at a very ritzy area of Anchorage, if that exists.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And it was a 40th birthday party, apparently, for a fellow snow machiner. And apparently the brawl broke out between some of the children of the Palins. There's so many of them, I can't keep them straight anymore.
Right.
Apparently, Track spotted an ex-boyfriend of Willow's that he didn't like.
Willow's.
Okay.
That he does not like, and there were words back and forth, and then the bird got flipped a bunch from Track, and one thing led to another, and there was a dog pile.
And pre-dog pile. We understand that Willow has quite a right hook, and she was punching someone repeatedly. Is that it?
See, I've heard that it was Bristol that has quite the right hook.
Oh, no. Oh, Bristol. Oh, right, Bristol.
Bristol, the older one.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, the older girl.
The teen mother. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
And there were stretch hummers involved,
right,
and all sorts of craziness.
And were you the one who reported on the platform high tops?
I was not.
Oh, okay.
But apparently you can get those at Claire's.
Right. They're flag, American flag, platform high top sneakers that Sarah Palin was wearing. Hilarious. She posted on her Facebook page that she was traveling, and apparently someone who was there who was a cop posted, no, you were in a drunken brawl. I was there. Don't fib. And then that was deleted. She deleted that from her Facebook page.
Yep.
Wait, so
well, it was a tweet, and the person the detective was actually there. That's my connection.
Wait, so was anybody arrested?
No, nobody was arrested. There's been no charges pressed by either side, but the detective was there as a friend, and she was like at the party. Attending the party and watched the whole thing go down.
Now, somebody's got cell phone video of this, don't they?
They have to.
That's what I keep saying, but I can't get a hold of any.
I'm sure TMZ is up in Anchorage right now just scouring the entire city for cell phone video of this.
Yeah, whoever has video, they're waiting for the cash. For sure.
Yeah, I would think so too, but who knows?
Oh, wow. So apparently Todd got a bloody nose. Was anyone else hurt, according to your friend?
Not that I know of, but at one point, one of the older gentlemen in the group of the party looked at the dog pile and was like, "I am too old for this stuff." What is going on?
And Track apparently was shirtless at the end and randomly flipping people off as he got.
He felt the need to take his clothes off and then walk around the street flipping people off. And,
awesome.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Now, we heard that Track maybe likes to get drunk a bit. Have you heard this?
He's an alcoholic.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We need to say allegedly.
Allegedly an alcoholic.
Sorry, allegedly alcoholic. I forget I'm on the radio.
Yeah.
Wait, were they all drunk? Like including Sarah Palin?
It wouldn't surprise me if she had had a couple.
Now, as drunk as she was for that Denver speech, or
yeah,
allegedly?
I don't know. I don't know on the scale where she was, but I will try to get more info.
Obviously, there was drinking involved, so
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's related to how well her new channel is doing. Who can say?
Is that still on?
Yeah, they did not have this story, shockingly. Sarah Palin channel did not cover this.
Yeah, and Sarah Palin was on Sean Hannity last night, and they didn't mention a word of it.
Weird. It's weird. They just disappeared that story into the cornfield.
Yes,
creative editing. Yeah.
Now, Ray... Wasilla is a small town.
Yes.
It's actually not as small as you think. It's about 60,000.
Okay, that's a sizable suburb.
Not dinky.
Yeah.
So now, dog pile infers that there were a bunch of people on top of each other on the floor. Is that what we're envisioning?
Yeah. Apparently there was a live band, and the band kept playing about this.
Just like on the Titanic. Yeah.
Exactly. And there was some sort of a dance floor, and wherever this happened, it was close to the dance floor.
And people were probably still dancing around.
Oh my God! It's like that scene where did someone throw a Girl Scout into the jukebox, like in an airplane or whatever movie that was?
Exactly. I have no idea what she's talking about. What does that mean?
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Someone threw a Girl Scout into a jukebox in a bar fight. All right. Anyway,
does this sort of thing happen a lot in Alaska?
I would like to think not. I'm from there, and I've never seen this.
Okay.
But the Palins, I don't know if we can call them Alaskans anymore. They've kind of sold out our state a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to imply that it is beneath the dignity of the office of Vice President of the United States, but I'm just saying, my parents from the Mad Men era, they had the cocktails, but I'm trying to envision my mother breaking a bottle off and on Hoppy Delaplant's head at the country club. You want to go? Let's go, Hoppy.
Well, and then Palin yelling in the background, "Do you know who I am?
Yes.
Do you know who I am?"
That's the classic part. Sorry. So the douchiest part of every celebrity douche story is Sarah Palin yelled, "Don't you know who I am?"
Who I am.
Right, and someone else yelled back, right?
I didn't hear the full story, that part.
Oh, okay. Someone yelled back. What do you think? This is some kind of hillbilly reality show?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Which it very well could be. You know, months from now, we could be watching TLC, and there could be a promo run.
Maybe this is a segment for Sarah Palin Channel. Who knows? Maybe
Wait,
this was...
Ray, your detective friend, did she say, like, what was everybody else doing? Were they just standing around watching, or, like...
Was anyone going, dude, Sarah Palin just clapped somebody?
You know, I think a lot of people were just watching because of their age.
Yeah. So it was basically just the kids that were brawling.
It was just some of the younger folk that were the youth.
Well, but how did Todd get a bloody nose then, I wonder?
I'm sure if Todd had been drinking, he would have jumped right in.
Todd's being Todd.
There probably were a few people on both sides that were of a certain age that shouldn't have been fighting that were.
Oh, dear. I just read somebody that they actually, as a journalist, watched all 77 of the videos on Sarah Palin Channel, which he deserves some sort of medal.
Yeah.
But apparently there's a lot of her just going from room to room yelling, Todd! from another room. So
that doesn't surprise me.
Wow. The mind just boggles at this whole thing. So obviously she's trying to hush this up. This is clearly why nobody pressed charges, right?
Yeah, but why lie about it on Twitter? I mean, you know someone's going to call you out. So why not just be like, I messed up?
Yeah, that is surprising that she lied about it because there's so many witnesses.
Yeah.
So that's
exactly
just kind of tells you how intelligent that woman is.
Yes.
Well, and then apparently they came home to Wasilla, and Bristol had a man arrested that same night for stalking her.
Yeah, for standing on her driveway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For standing on her driveway.
Oh, and Bristol was the one that allegedly assaulted someone.
Right, with her right hook.
Yeah.
Yes, repeatedly.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Just one thing to the next.
Who knows? There might be some, lawsuits that come out of this or something. Somebody's going to try something.
Yeah.
Right?
This is just
it's because
you almost hope so.
It's just the most awesome story ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ray... Well,
yeah.
I don't know how you say that.
Ray, air quotes. Will things be awkward on Wasilla, do you think? when
No, we don't really. My hometown could care less about her at this point.
They're just done with her. Yeah.
Yeah, we're really just trying to forget her. Even diehard Palin supporters of the last election.
Yeah.
For instance, or not the last election, but her election, have since moved on.
Yeah. I mean, we don't realize that they know her, so they're probably like, oh, Palin family, another drunken brawl. So that probably was not really news to them.
Yeah, it just doesn't surprise us anymore. Stuff like this comes and goes.
How many times has the phrase white trash been spoken in Wasilla as regards the Palin family, do you think?
I don't know if there's a number high enough.
All right, Ray, quote unquote. So great to take time with us this morning. Appreciate it.
Yes, you guys have a great morning.
All
Thanks,
right.
Ray. See you later.
Bye, Ray. Oink.
Ray, yeah.
Oink. Okay. Spectacular.
May has met Ray.
I did. I just met him the other day.
Yes, at Trader Joe's.
Yes.
By the way, speaking of lying on Facebook, someone on my Facebook page is like, hey, I just saw Mom at the Gelson's on Franklin. Her cart was full of dog treats and wine. And that's true. I'm not going to bother lying about it. I'm
don't
like,
lie
yes,
about that.
that's how we knew it was me.
In a ball cap.
You can't lie on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. 46 minutes after the hour. Right back with the remaining segment of journalist May Lee on the Stephanie Miller Show. It is the Stephanie Miller Show. Journalist whore extraordinaire May Lee, live in studio.
Hello.
Hello.
Where can we find you on Twitter?
At May Lee Asia.
Yay.
Yes. And after this, I'm going to run out and get my new iPhone.
Good luck with that.
Okay, we have some more fun facts in. Are you ready about the drunken Palin family brawl in Wasilla?
Bring it.
Bristol's little son, Trig, was with them at the party, and therefore forced to watch this entire disaster.
Oh, boy.
The fact that Willow's ex-boyfriend, apparently a guy called Corey, attended the party started the whole chain of events. Bristol and Willow, the famous mean girls from Wasilla, started to harass him all night in such a bad way that Chris, the host of the party, was forced to intervene, which prompted drunk Bristol to throw several punches at him. Even after Chris...
At the owner of the house?
I guess so.
Oh, my God.
Okay, sorry, I'm taking dog hair off my hat. No. Okay. Even after Chris asked Bristol to leave, she continued to punch him several times. Apart from that, what we were told is that Track also got into a fight, and Todd almost started fighting. Todd must have jumped in at some point, otherwise the bloody nose would have been difficult to explain. According to our source, Bristol wanted Todd to start fighting the host, Chris, as well, but we don't know whether this attempt to get her father involved was successful or not. The other guests were simply shocked at the behavior of the members of Alaska's former First Family.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable. Wow, they were raised right, weren't they?
Right?
And to think they were
Republican
almost...
Party, family values, trademark.
Wow.
I mean, really.
And John McCain foisted that upon us.
What would what would your mom say to you getting in a drunken bar fight? Okay.
No doubt.
Here's the power of Mei Lee. I recall several weeks ago, I believe she told Jennifer Lopez to stop whoring around. What is the headline? Jennifer Lopez says she doesn't whore around.
Oh, look at that.
Would get married for the 4th time.
Would get married.
Yes. Though she's now single after her split with Casper Smart. She says she likes to be in a steady relationship. She said, I would get married again. I'm not one to whore around and stuff like that. That's not my thing. May. Then she added the word may.
No, I don't think she should get married again. That's not, no.
Yeah, she's proven she hasn't been very successful.
No, that was my point, is that she just kind of keeps going from one relationship after another, and never sort of backs off for a little while.
Right.
And sort of thinks about, the magnitude of being in a serious relationship and getting married.
Right.
So, I don't know. Maybe she'll listen to me again.
I think she will.
I don't think, J-Lo, I don't think getting married is the answer for you.
Right. She will. She does listen. She clearly listens.
Yeah.
She's going to be the first one to buy the Happy Hour podcast, I'm guessing. Because we're going to talk about more life stuff as we do when we're drunk, not just politics.
Yes. The free podcast will be available tonight.
And then after that, you have to pay
for it. We're pushers.
All right. Speaking of divorce, in an apparent move to scrub his ex-wife from his memory, Governor Schwarzenegger has removed Maria Shriver from his official governor's portrait.
Can you do that?
I was going to say, you can't do that when you're governor.
And it's a really bad Photoshop job.
Oh, that's terrible.
But wait, how can you do that? Because
Did he
that's
put the
part
maid
of
in?
history.
Did he put the maid in instead?
I don't understand.
No. He had a picture of her on his lapel in his official portrait. And they photoshopped out the lapel pin, but it was a really awful photo. There's like a big smudge there now instead of.
That's altering history. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that's allowed.
I have met her, and she is delightful. He is a bastard person.
Yeah. I'm sure she's lovely.
Yeah, I hate him and his ass face.
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay.
I just hate you, and I hate your ass face.
And things of this nature. Don't you wish that Mei Lee, journalist extraordinaire, was in the press corps when he was governor? Because remember how many times did it irritate us that no one ever asked him, what are things of this nature?
Yeah.
What other things do you mean are things of this nature? Because remember after every single thing he said?
Nature, yes.
And the other things,
things of
this nature. Things like that. What are other things like that you mean?
Because he didn't know.
Other things of this nature.
No, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Liza.
Oh, poor Liza.
Oh, didn't she hurt herself?
Life is not a cabaret.
Oh.
She's broken her back after an accident with her dogs.
What?
She was at home with her pets when one of the dogs excitedly jumped on her.
Totally happened to you.
It's totally going to be me in like a year or two. Just brittle old bones, just crack.
Well, I fell down your stair here. Remember?
Earlier this week.
Earlier this week, I came in, I was excited, and I fell off one step. There's only one step coming into the studio, and I fell.
We laughed really hard. After saying, "Are you all right?" We laughed.
What is it about people falling that's so funny? And it is. It really is.
No, I love Liza. I hope she gets better. I don't know why. I picture a cabaret kick.
But I feel bad. It's because she's getting old, and I fell because I think I'm getting old too. I'm like, my coordination isn't as good.
Well, Liza's had 2 hip replacements.
Oh, dear. I know.
At least, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's had a lot of surgery and stuff.
But on Arrested Development, she was doing backflips on the lawn, and it was her. It wasn't a stunt double. So.
Dear God.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
The woman is incredible.
What do you mean backflips?
Like she did a backward somersault on a lawn in Arrested Development. In an episode of Arrested Development.
Wow, and that was her.
That was her.
Good for her.
She was in my favorite moment of news television ever. After Michael Jackson's death, she was on with Larry King and Quincy Jones And she called Larry King honey like about 25 times. So they brought up the child molestation, and she's like, oh, Larry, honey, it's never true, Larry. Honey, it's not true. It's awful, Larry. It's honey. And then he was like, Liza, calm down. Let Quincy talk.
Get a hold of yourself.
Liza.
I missed that one.
That was awesome. And not in that same broadcast, Larry said, Dame Elizabeth Taylor tweets. Just that sentence alone, who cares what she even tweeted?
Now, bring up Michael Jackson and brings back bad memories of when I was a journalist and having to camp out in front of his Neverland Ranch when the second allegations of molestation came out.
Yeah.
And I was standing there in the middle of the night, in the dark, nothing to see, reporting about, like, nothing at that point.
Honey, it wasn't true. Honey, it's awful.
That would have been more interesting to talk to Liza at that point.
I thought Liza is the most interesting woman in the world, actually. Let's invite her to the Cocktail Podcast.
Oh, gosh, that would be fun.
We love you, Maylee.
Oh, I love you guys so much.
See you next week.
Okay.
Don't forget, podcast, special gift later tonight.
Look for it on Facebook and on Twitter at SM Show or Radio Guy Chris.
Have a great weekend.
I'll see you Monday.